Hello, hello. Welcome to today's messages. Just watching the deer, the does. Let's check into the energies of today. But first, let's clear and clean and harmonize. Yes. Yes. Welcome to today and the messages we have for us. Starting with the Arcturians. Okay, let's just shuffle. We shuffy first. Okay, anybody else want to come up? That's the one. That's the one, it says. Okay. Beautiful. Creative intuition, right? The orange and the purple. Creating through intuition, with your intuition. Where is it? Honest you do, honest you do, honest you do. Whoa, you thrill me. Okay, this one is invisible. I can't find it. Where is it in here? Seriously. Aha! Freedom. Okay? It's freedom. The energy of freedom helps us reach our own freedom. We often search for freedom outside of ourselves, which causes us to feel locked up. Freedom has nothing to do with the circumstances surrounding us. It is a quality that we can only find within ourselves. Wow. Yes. Dance with everything that knocks at your door. That's a way to claim your freedom. Choosing how you interact, respond, be, feel, see, all of the things. Choose love, and you are free. Yes. 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 And, if you find yourself triggered by the word freedom and you immediately lean towards politics, you've been indoctrinated. I'm sorry to tell you. Freedom is not a political word meant to trigger you into the opposite, okay? Must stand like bull, unmovable in your knowing, in your defiance of anything that takes you, shifts you, moves you away from this sense of freedom within. Okay. Yeah, pretty powerful. Urus, the unwavering, unstoppable, immovable force to be reckoned with. Okay, we'll just read it. We'll read what the book says for Urus. And yeah, there's something about searching for freedom, right? It took a little bit to find it, and it's like you persist, right? You keep looking until you find it, until you figure it out, till you see it, till you glimpse it, till you smell it. Okay, the powerful bull stands strong and unyielding, and obstacles fall away before his confidence and strength. He possesses a deep calm, as fear has no place in his heart. Yes. The minute we allow fear in, we separate ourselves from freedom. He is absolutely certain of his own solidly grounded might. A bull, when encountered in your path, is a significant obstacle, right? And you know this from having encountered bulls. This is your freedom speaking about you being that solidly grounded might. Okay. Uruz is a rune of untamed power that is neither owned nor controlled. It is a reading. In a reading, it brings a message of strength, courage, and overcoming all that stands in your way. A primal life force, it indicates a time of great energy and health. Business ventures and speculations are successful. There is a sudden breakthrough even when all seems lost. Sudden or unexpected changes occur, usually for the better. Uruz represents the shaping of power and patterns and the formulation of the self. Strength, power, health, endurance, and manifestations. Yes, beautiful, strong, unyielding power of your will. I feel like this is your will. Your will is the bull. The bull. A tower of love. Yeah. Your love is the bull. Love is the unwavering, unmovable force. Beautiful. The Empress, she is also a bull standing in her power, unfazed by other influences, distractions. She's holding the love frequency. Okay. Let's see what cards are gonna come out for us today in this reading. Speaking about freedom and being immovable. Being an immovable force. It's like, well, I'm reading this book right now called The Legacy of Luna. And it's a biography or a story about a woman named Julia Butterfly Hill who sat in a redwood tree for 2 years to save its life. She embodies the bull, okay? She could not be moved. Yeah. It's quite powerful and crazy and beautiful all at the same time. Okay. So let's get the first tarot to lead us along this pathway to freedom. And there's that joy too, right? Dancing with everything that knocks on your door. This is your use of your will on how you interact with all of the things in your life that come to you, that present themselves in any way that they choose to. Okay, we're starting with your sacred oath to you and your progression, your evolution, your transformation, your knowing, your understanding, your learning, all of these things. Okay, divine contracts. This is also giving me your mission, right, is also a soul contract that we are meant to achieve, to play out, to it's like your purpose or your soul plan. It's about your soul plan and doing what you are sent here to do, which is hold the love frequency. Yes, 111 on the timer. Okay, cards. Who's coming up next? I'm just supposed to tell a story. Nope. Okay. Seven of Swords. Okay, distractions. Things, deflections. Old patterns that keep us bound, that try to block our transformation, our learning, our knowing. This is why you need to be the immovable force, because we've got interference. Let's just call it interference, right? We've got interference coming from all of the angles. I just want to read, because this one has very concise definitions, even though, we create our own by the images of these cards and their appropriate element, right? Swords are communication. They are the wind, the fire, the wind. They're the wind. Wands are the fire. Which is why it's your voice, it's communication, right? And this is like blocked people, things trying to block you speaking your truth, right? Or your transformation. Part of speaking your truth is part of the transformation process. Okay, we're going into the swords. What is it? Seven. Cunning deviousness. A foolhardy plan, ill-advised confidence. Okay, so this is a signal to each other that there is danger nearby. Right. Oh, in Norse mythology, foxes wear these flowers around their necks to signal to each other that there is danger nearby. A foxglove in this tarot deck. The Seven of Swords is a foxglove. So that's why this card has turned into interference, distractions, external as well as internal forces trying to block, stop, distract, pull away, deflect, whatever, from our transformation, from our boldness, right? But we've created this sacred, or are maintaining a sacred devotion that regardless of what we are holding our truth as our guide, okay? Our truth and our knowing through our connection with the higher self, our higher selves, and intuition, right? Okay, this one is faith, right? The faith in the unseen, that the seeds you have planted are growing, are doing their things, right? We've got the wand here,
you're holding it behind you. So seeds you have planted, actions you have taken, right? Wands are about action, fire. And things happening with those things that you have done in the past, because it's behind you, right? Are germinating, are taking root, are things happening in your favor behind the scenes. Okay. And then we also have this subtle little universe limb that is holding your arm. This is empowering. This is the universe working in your favor with the things that you have planted. This is like the universe breathing life into the seeds that you have put into the soil. Okay. And this trust, this faith in the unseen, this is your, dedication, right? Your sacred oath. You have witnessed enough, you have seen enough to know that no, those seeds need to be left alone. And I trust that they are growing. We're not going to keep digging them up and checking. Why is this so shaky? Okay. So trusting in the unseen. And this is exactly why, right? People coming in from the outside going, there's nothing, you're crazy. And you're like, no, 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 no. It's growing. I trust it. Well, okay, we've got the 10 of Swords. So this is that process of removing all the things that are getting in your way and holding you back. Especially because the 7 turned into a 10. So this is like what you had to overcome. This is your endurance. This is your unwavering. This is things trying to pull you off course, being like, hey, come over here. Distractions, all of the things, in all the ways that they can look like roadblocks, threats, right? It could be anything. And your devotion, your boldness, your quest for freedom of your own, this is what has moved you into a place of recognizing that things are in your way, that things are coming up against and blocking and distracting and removing them. Yep, no more of that. Nope, no more of that. Like recognizing that scrolling on social media, sometimes things start to come up. I noticed if I spend a little too long scrolling, the content starts to turn to more darker things. Like I start being shown things that, like, instances caught on camera and scary things and weird, unexplainable things. And I'm like, throw it away, right? Because I feel like that's it. Like, that's exactly it. The moment you pull over and entertain, you are weakening your field. And so all the things are like, oh, they're pulled over. Quick, come on over, right? Zombies, right? You have to keep going. So, because if you stop, then all of a sudden the zombies are coming in from everywhere and they're all over you. Okay, no, let's not go to zombies. Okay, so this is where we go instead of the distractions, of the mindless consumption, right? That's exactly what we're doing. We're consuming. It starts off with, oh, this beautiful craft, and oh, this thing that somebody made, and oh, somebody's journey and sharing, and oh, here's an insight, and oh, this is something dark that happened in the internet. And you're like, oh, and then, oh, here's something else that's dark, and oh, the Appalachian Mountains. And then you're like, ah, right? It's a slippery slope. And so plant yourself, ground yourself, root yourself like this, where you are balanced and centered outside of the noise of the world, balanced in your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual realms. Oops, just had to check. My boy is on his way to my town, and I get to squeeze him today. So that is good. So that's a good day for me. When a mama gets to hug her son. He lives 2 hours away from me, so I don't see him very often. Okay. What are we doing here? The devils. Okay, these are the distractions. These are the things that are trying to move you off your course, okay? And I'm getting this vibe. So yesterday's reading, was it yesterday? Maybe it was the day before. The day before's reading. An analogy came up about a fairground and being a way shower, being a pioneer. You know, there's lots of activism things that are coming up, and your soul path, your devotion, your dedication, the thing that you are meant to do is to get to this fairground and unlock it, open it up, and turn it on, right? And when you turn on at the fair, all the lights and the sounds and the music and everything lightens up and it becomes a beacon of fun, right? They're supposed to represent fun, freedom, joy. And instead of stopping and engaging in this us versus them, the minute that you stop and engage, no matter how convicted you are in your truth and knowing of what is right and what is not right, right? Like, it always, you end up creating a contract with each individual movement, and you become an us or an them. And this is and there are people who are meant, that's part of their soul plan, right? It's not to say that that's not good, that that's not effective, that that's not doing its thing. We're just talking about you, okay? And your goal, your purpose is to get to this, to maintain your course and not be swayed. So there's signs, there's pickets, there's people that you know and love who are like, come over and be here, right? But in the analogy, to join in on any of these things, you have to stop your vehicle, stop your forward momentum to the place that you got to go, get out and engage, right? And now you are becoming an us versus them. And your goal is to turn this beacon on and engage in the joyful play that is there as an example. And through that example, the people, the us's and the thems that are standing on the side of the road arguing with each other, they turn, they see this beacon, they see how much fun you're having, and they're like, why don't we just go have fun at the fair? And now everybody, then it's just all of us having fun together, right? The us and them dissolves. But you have to get there. That's why there are those, we all have our roles that we play. And this is what I'm getting about this Uruz. This is you staying in your vehicle and staying the course, right? Getting to that fairground to light the beacon. Okay, and there's a lot of distractions, a lot of shadows, a lot of things that don't want you to get there, because shadowy things want to stay in the dark, right? Shadowy things likes the us versus them, because as we are divided into smaller groups, we are too a lot of our energy is going into defending and
engaging in this us versus them, and then we are not united front, right? Think about the ants in A Bug's Life. They were being controlled and manipulated by the grasshoppers, and there was only a few grasshoppers, right? But there was a whole bunch of ants, and spoiler alert, they all figured that out eventually, but it took one ant, one way shower, one bull to stand up and make that known. And then once all the other ants realized, they all joined together. Well, now they became a bull and they chased those grasshoppers out of the way and they took back their freedom. Okay. So, yes, this is also an integration of your shadow, okay? Because it does take a certain level of detachment and integration of your shadowy aspects to recognize when you want to veer, when you want to engage, when you want to steer off your course, right? These are all like, you see a sign for that restaurant and you're having a craving because it makes you feel good. It reminds you of when you were younger and you never got to have that, and now you're older and so you can. And so what's the harm, right? But still, you have to pull over, go in there, go through the drive-through, wait, right? Now you're not on your course. So shadowy versions of self as well, and shadow integration. Both the parts of you that try to convince you to get off your course, and also the integrated shadow parts that remind you, nope, this is where we're going. We're going straight. We'll get there when we get there. Right? Okay. Yes, this is part of the process of moving you from choppy waters to calmer waters, okay? You need to be able to flow and go and maintain your flow. This one fell on the ground. And it's look at things from a different perspective. Exactly, right? Your ego, your shadow versions of self that want to be accepted, that want to be part of the group. Oh, look, if I pull over and join these people, maybe they'll finally accept me. They seem like my kind of people. Maybe they'll accept me as part of their own. And I've been alienated or isolated for so long, and I want to feel what it feels like to be part of a crew and a group and blah, 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 rah, 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 right? But that's a shadow version. That's a instant gratification, small picture versus this stepping back and considering from a different perspective. You are actually doing your mission to turn this fairground on, to activate. This is a necessary part. You're doing this for the good of all, right? Because eventually enough people start showing up at this fair and it becomes the draw that pulls people out of the division and into unity, right? And if you think in that terms, then you are sacrificing your instant gratifications to get there. There's all kinds of great stuff there. So just wait. You're almost there. Once you turn it on, you can have all the things and play with your inner child. Aww. I was on it was a tilt-a-whirl
where you've got you're in like a little round thing and there's a thing in the middle that you can turn and they spin independently. And then the whole ride moves like this as well. So you're spinning and my nightmare. Anyways, I was very little and I was trying and I'm like, okay, it's fine, it's fine. And then I hit my head. Something went up and whatever, and I smacked my head, and so I was just crying, and they finally turned it off and let me off, and then my mom barfed. I remember my mom barfing. I think I barfed too, and she barfed. Anyways, I don't really have fun at the fairgrounds, actually. I get motion sickness, rides, bumper cars, and roller coasters I can do, but the Ferris wheel, I get nauseous on the Ferris wheel. It's like going in a circle and you're swinging and then getting caught up on the top. I mean, yeah, you got the view, but I don't like it. Truth be told. Okay. So we've got a King of Wands here. This is your dedication and devotion. Okay, this is your clear vision. This is your tunnel vision to where you got to go and getting there. This is your passionate action forward towards the thing that you love, that you believe in, that you recognize as important, as part of your soul mission. Yes. The King of Wands, protected leader. Yeah, you've got the key. Nobody can go to this fair until you get there and turn it on, right? Yes, and you turn it on with your star shine power, okay? Because you are a star. You've done all the healing. And so, well, you're not ever done the healing because we're constantly expanding. And so there are many more things to learn and grow and evolve and all this stuff. But you've done a fair share of it. You've done enough to know that there's a difference between being a caterpillar and being a butterfly, right? You have busted out of your cocoon. And that's just it. That's another thing, you know, you could be the butterfly and instead of your vehicle driving to the fair, you're flying there. And everybody in the us versus them debates and things that are happening on the side of the road, on the ground, right? Those are all caterpillar processes and ways of being and seeing and doing, right? Part of this is this recognition that you are no longer earthbound, right? You have to remove the tethers that keep you there because you are a butterfly. It's like I'm getting like the pins that hold butterflies down in display cases. I mean, yes, they're usually already dead, but it's almost like going through the transformation, and every time you engage, every time you pull over, every time you land, you are tethering yourself down, you're pinning yourself down. And this is another reason why you need to keep flying and keep heading to the goal. Okay, we got it. We got it. And then we've got experience, okay? The experiences, the old versions of you that you have released and moved away from, evolved from this pathway that is leading you to your purpose, to your intuition, to your higher knowing. This is where you get your wisdom from, right? All these things that you experience in life that teach you, that change and evolve you.
and the importance of being able to recognize, right? You retain the wisdom of your caterpillar years. And so while you were flying over, I'm getting that one of my favorite books that I used to read to my son, which I forget what it's called, but it's got this little baby caterpillar, and he goes out and he sees this butterfly, and he crawls out to the edge of the branch, and he calls up to the butterfly, Mr. Butterfly. The butterfly swoops in closer, and he's like, what's it like being a butterfly? And the butterfly says, one day you'll know, little caterpillar. One day you'll know. And flies away. And the little butterfly, or the little caterpillar is just like, what? Just tell me. I want to know now, right? And he gets all mad, and he crawls home, and he tells his mom, and his mom's just like, I don't know, because I don't know what's going on with his mom. Why didn't she turn into a caterpillar? But anyways, that's a whole other thing. And then he's going along and doing his caterpillar things, and he feels the feeling, and then he goes and he builds his cocoon. He turns into a butterfly. Oh no, first he makes an oath. He's just like, that's it. When I turn into a butterfly, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and I'm going to tell everybody, all the other caterpillars, exactly what it's like to be a butterfly, right? And then so he turns into a butterfly, and he gets lifted up. He's soaring in the sky, and it's expansive, and he can see all the things and feel all the things. And then he hears this tiny little voice, Mr. Caterpillar, or Mr. Butterfly. And he looks down and he sees this tiny caterpillar on the edge of a branch. And the caterpillar says, what's it feel like to be a butterfly? And in that moment, he knew exactly what he had to say. And he flies down and he says, one day you'll know, little caterpillar. One day you'll know. And he flies away, right? And it's just a beautiful thing that only experience and wisdom, and there's some things you just have to experience in order to know. Like, sure, they could have said what it was like, but it's something you just got to go through. And I don't remember why I started telling you that story, but here is your spiritual garden and you're tending, okay? And this is also something that happens in tandem with your experience, especially when you start going into the spiritual realms, when you start opening up to your higher self and you're knowing, and then you're considering all the stages, you're revisiting all the old versions of yourself, and you're realizing, wow, spirit has been there this whole time. Wow, that was my intuition. That was my higher guides. That time that I almost died when I was this age, right? That person that showed up at the perfect time to distract, while to get away from this dog that was terrifying us, or whatever the case may be, right? And you start to see all the little things. And this is part of the beauty of wisdom, is that ability to recall and to see all the things from the different perspectives, to really get an understanding of why things had to work out the way they had to work out, or not, and all of the things, right? Because it's part of our work of becoming, of defining, of fine-tuning, of strengthening, of metamorphosizing. Yes. Okay. Gorgeous. Okay. Let's go one more time. I feel like the star, because it's about healing. It's about doing the healing work. It's about stripping down and reflecting upon and recognizing, going through the process of recognition of self, right? And re-empowering. Okay, we'll go through one more time in this deck.
Anybody want to come out and say hey? Okay, what's this guy? King of Pentacles landing on your Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is giving me a firm, solid stability in your work. And this is also sort of sandwiching and highlighting this bull energy, right? This is very the Earth King. He's very much grounded and centered and roots in, right? Established, stabilized. And so moving from an 8 to a king in your pentacles, this work, all this work that you have done, your dedication of all of the modalities and versions and spirituality and business and whatever, I don't know, all of the work. So that's beautiful. Okay, we also have your dedication to releasing all of the things. 41:14 on the timer. So there's that balance, there's that mirroring. This is your dedication. This is also highlighting the importance of this immovable force, right? Holding the vision, holding the line. You've got all this stabilize, ground, hold the vision gorgeousness here. Okay. And we also have the sun. The sun has come out to empower, to blast away all of the devils, right? And this is part of your recognition. You are a sun. Stars are suns, right? And your process of healing and growing and releasing, this is what is empowering your shine. Okay. And remember, suns are life-giving forces. They literally give life to all the things. The sun is what nurtures and grows and encourages the seeds to come out and bask in its glory, right? That is you. You are the sun. You are the sunshine. Okay. And the sun is coming out. Oh, look, rainbows. Right on cue. Sunshine, shine your light on me. Shine your light on me. Shine your light on me. Yes. Sun also represents success and yes, and emphatically hallelujah, and it's the light winning over the darkness, right? It's the warmth and the beautiful glow that is the sunshine. Okay, we have a moth coming out here. Interestingly, let's see what the moth has to say. It's an air sign. Doot-da-doot-da-doot. I feel like there it is. Impulsive, hasty, and wishful. Huh. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointments, and burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it were easier and different. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to keep your eye on the prize, right? This is also how we arrive at anything. We have to be diligent and get there, right? It's like, sure, we have to drive 40 minutes or whatever to a banquet dinner. There are lots of fast food places on the way, and we're hungry right now, right? And this is about getting to where you're going, instead of stopping for a quick fix along the way. Something like that. Okay. When in balance, enthusiastic and whimsical. When out of balance, idealizes others and jittery. To bring into balance, finish a project. Get there, get there, get there. And this is good practice, right? In your ability to maintain your focus on a thing long enough to get there, to finish it. This is all part of the experience and the strength building, right? Of your ability to fly, to soar, to get to where you want to go. Yeah. Okay. Just going to do a couple love messages. Be present in your now. Okay. And I had this download I was thinking about yesterday's reading, and I forget what it was now, but something about when there's like a grieving period or an honoring of the past versions of you when you are releasing them in order to let them die, bury them, right? And be reborn to the new. And this celebration, while being present, this is honoring who you are now, so that when it comes to releasing it, there's no regret attached. There's no, oh, well, I there's so many things I wanted to do with this version of myself that I never got to, right? Well, when you're present, when you're there, when you're in gratitude, when you're in this place of recognition of where you are right in this moment, when you let it go, it's like, thank you for all of the things, but now I'm ready for the new, because you're not taking advantage of who you are right now, because you know that this too shall pass, right? And this is that cycle. Okay. Get out and explore. Yes, get out in the sunshine. Another beautiful way to be present, focus in on the beautiful things that are nature, okay? The moss, the water driplets out of the branches, the way things thrive together when left alone, the way the life springs forth from the dead, right? All of the beautiful things that are in the forest. This is a beautiful way to get into the now, to be present, smell the smells, see the sights, all of the things. Do your own research. Yes. And I kind of hesitated on that, because that is another way that can distract you and bring you out of the present moment and into this debate, this thing of this conflict, right? But so I caveat that with, do your own research in small doses. Don't get lost down a rabbit hole and now you are, at the bottom of a tree, shaking, going, I know too much. Okay. Ocean medicine. Yes, the sounds, the sights, the smells, the presence of the ocean, its power, its majesty, its beautiful, expansive gorgeousness. I mean, there's many ways to take that medicine in. Okay. You've got this. If you got this, you got this. Okay. Yes, this is the trust in your own abilities, your own dedication, your own sacred oath to self, your own starshine and beingness. You've got this. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. Take a risk. Yes. You need to take certain amounts of risks. Okay. And this is also something
that you discover about yourself through your experiences, those times when you took a risk and got a big reward, right? With great risk comes great reward, and you're never going to get the reward if you never take the risk. That's just the way it is. There's a 50-50 chance that you're not going to get the reward, but it's better than 100% chance of not getting the reward by not taking the risk, right? Right. Switch up your usual route. Yes, just like moving furniture around and dusting, it's all moving energy around your space, which is allowing energy to flow differently, which produces different results for you in your external and internal realms. So, too, does switching up your usual routes, right? You are allowing new energy, new flows, new timings, new things to be. So true. Take a risk and try a different route. You might see something new. Shine bright like a diamond. Yeah, and that's all you have to do. Just keep shining. Knowing you can always count on me. For sure. Okay, that's it. That's the reading. I hope there was some good stuff in there for you. There it is. Okay. I'm also getting the balance of the light and the shadow. This is an important part of your freedom, of your endurance, of your standing firmness, of your keeping your eyes on the prizeness, okay, of your sturdy, solidly grounded might. Okay, yes. Dedication. Beautiful. Look at the things, trust the things, know the things are being nurtured. This is the process of becoming and releasing and being your gorgeous self. Okay. Love you, appreciate you, wishing you all the love and good vibes, and hope to see you next time. Bye for now.